Well, hello guys, and hey, I'm not dead. But no, seriously, we're here to talk about Steven Universe Future. Today is it New York Comic Con? And at New York Comic Con, they did a Steven Universe panel, and at the panel, we got Steven Universe Future, which is the new Steven Universe thing? Yeah, let's just, because it's not season 6, it's more like an epilogue season. Which, yeah, makes sense. I have not gotten my review for the movie out yet. By putting this video out, this is me promising that this video comes out Saturday. It's technically Saturday as I record this. And then tomorrow, the Steven Universe, the movie review will be up. Currently, it is over an hour long. I have no idea how much will get cut down from that. But yeah, I recorded that a while ago, and then I thought I lost the audio, but then I didn't. But this is me saying right here, hold me to it. Make sure I get that out tomorrow. Please. Because if I don't get it out tomorrow, I mean, look at the last episode of Infinity Train. I recorded that the day I put up episode 4, and I still haven't released it. I am the worst at this. I've just been so busy, man. God, I need to do an update video. But okay, I'm getting off track. Steven Universe Future. So, like I said, this is an epilogue. Now, Ian Jones Cordy over on Twitter said that this is a Steven Universe original. It's not a season 6. It's a whole new thing. So, right, that makes sense. Now, I haven't given my thoughts on the movie. I thought the movie was like a good place to end the show. It was that little epilogue right after, right? Because one of my big disappointments was that the show just kind of ends. I think it's very healthy for a show to end and then do one more little epilogue episode. This year, both OKKO and My Little Pony ended. Both of those shows, they ended, and then they had one more epilogue episode. I think an epilogue episode is very healthy, and that's how I've been treating the movie. So when going into this 6th season, I kind of thought this was pointless. The show had ended. The movie was our epilogue. We didn't really need this, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not going to argue with more Steven Universe stuff. I still technically love this show, but I didn't think there was a point for this. And part of me still thinks there isn't, but I'm kind of glad we have this. This is a really good... This isn't even a trailer, really. It's just so they redid the intro once again. Because they redid the intro, some point in season 2? And I was always saying they should redo the intro again. And they never did, and I was always kind of disappointed. But now that Lapis and Peridot have their new designs, now that this is a whole new show, it's a whole new intro. So that makes sense, but it's clearly inspired by the previous one. Yes, they do use Here We Are in the Future from the movie, which at first I was kind of like, but they do mix it in with the original theme song. So I think it works. Yeah, it's a new show, and I think this is the best way to tackle this. Another video I never put out that I recorded back in, February, was my predictions for season 6, as I'm going to keep calling this, even though it's not season. It both is and isn't season 6. And one of them was this idea of, like, it takes place a few years after, it's our little time skip. So yes, this is technically what I wanted. But so was the movie. So how this is going to work is, there's a quote from Rebecca Sugar. Let me pull it up. I got this off Polygon, link in the description. And it's, after saving the universe, Steven is still at it, tying up every loose end, but as he runs out of other people's problems to solve, he finally has to face his own. That's exactly what I want. I didn't bring this up in the movie review because I didn't think about it until a week after the movie. But something I wanted from the future of Steven Universe in season 6 was I wanted a villain that was created by Steven. Because every villain so far, the Diamonds, Spinel, Jasper, who else? other villains I'm forgetting, they were all created by Rose and Pink and whatnot, right? They antagonized Steven because he was Rose, and Rose created those villains because she was Pink and all the complications there. So something I realized I wanted from the show after seeing Spinel was I wanted a villain created by Steven. And that seems to be exactly what we're getting here, and I couldn't be happier. Because during this intro, because while this is a kind of, this is, homage is wrong, but while this is showing up as like the original show's intro, right? We have a lot of shots recreated. It also takes influence from the extended intro, We Are the Crystal Gems, because that was our first reveal of Yellow Diamond. So that's kind of what we get here. We get a shot of all of these villains as they're going to be our villains for this epilogue. Something I meant to bring up, and I should talk about real quick, is that while this isn't a season 6, I saw it referred to as a limited series. Now, normally when I think limited series, I think of like something the BBC puts out, maybe like 6-hour-long episodes. That's probably not what we're getting here. This could be 24 episodes, but I could also totally see this just being 12, because it's an epilogue. This is something completely different. I could see this being a smaller show. That's totally in the realm of possibility. And it's only going to be one season. I do not see Steven Universe Future Season 2. This is one self-contained epilogue story. So they're going to have to tackle all of these villains in, let's just say, a limited series, 12, 11-minute episodes. That's a lot to tackle, but I think they can do it. Just seeing this villain shot, I'm already excited because Jasper's there. This is what sold me, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, like I said, I'm always down for more Steven, but I didn't really see a reason for this to exist except for, like I said, wrapping up a few loose ends and whatnot. And Jasper is one of the biggest loose ends. She should have gotten her redemption in the show, and I always wanted her redemption to happen, but then it didn't happen. And in the end, one of the final shots of the final episode of season 5 ends on like a happier note with her. But it's good to see her in this shot of villains, because I still 1000% think she's getting redeemed, but her redemption isn't over. When you say epilogue of Steven Universe, this is exactly what I wanted. I'm so happy Jasper's getting redemption. Yes. And I'm glad they're making her a villain. I'm glad that for however long, she's going to be a villain in this thing once again, as she deals with her complex feelings about Pink being Rose and how this has kind of boiled over the past like 4 years, or however long between the two shows. Other villains, we've got a Cactus Steven. That's, like I said, a villain created by Steven. Cactus Steven is literally a villain created by Steven. You've got a pink white diamond, which a lot of people are pointing out that the color scheme is reminiscent of the Cluster. Like, remember the Cluster's fist that it beats up Yellow Diamond's ship with? Yes, you're technically right, but I don't know if that's it. Part of me is like, is Ganondorf in the background controlling her? Is something else going to happen? Because that looks like white, right? What's throwing me off is the nose. Because if you notice, like, all the other gems on these other gems are glowing. And so the gem at the top of the forehead is glowing, but also the nose is glowing. But then on Ganondorf in the background, while the eyes are glowing and they have the beams, what's presumably the gem at the top of the head isn't glowing. So I don't know what this could be. Part of me wants this to be white, right? Actually, like, go in depth on White Diamond. Because one of my biggest disappointments with the last season was that we didn't see enough of White Diamond. She shows up, she pushes Steven away, and then she shows up in the final episode, and that's it. She gets her redemption at the very end. I hope we see more of White Diamond here. But we'll get back to the whole group shot here in a minute. I want to talk about the villains first, because I'm already on it. We see an aquamarine, but it's clearly an aquamarine fusion. I mean, you see like the aquamarine bits, like the tie and the teardrop gem and the wings. But if you notice, it has 4 legs. So it's clearly some sort of fusion. That's interesting. And then you've got 2 lapises, which is also, I like this idea of like seeing other cuts of gems and like maybe how these other cuts are different. Maybe Lapis has a history with them. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe they have other goals. I don't know. I think the idea of bringing in 2 more Lapises is kind of interesting, as it would bringing in any other type of gem is interesting. Kind of like when they brought in the rubies way back when, in what was that? Was that season 3? It hit the diamond. So I'm on board with this. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it. And then in the background, we have Ganondorf. I can't help but it's Ganondorf. It's like a worm Ganondorf. Is this some sort of like big new end all be all villain? Maybe, because the way this shot is structured, it makes it look like the Ganondorf is ruling over like everyone else. So that's kind of interesting. We don't know enough. We do not know enough about this, but it's a very generic, like I like all the other designs. I do not like its design. It just, I only see Ganondorf in the face, and other than that, it just looks like a stupid worm. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. And yeah, those are the villains. I love that lineup. There's a lot of great ones there. There's a lot of good potential there. There's a lot of unanswered questions. I'm hooked like that. And then, so going back to the group shot, something I hope from this show, from Steven Universe Future, is because we've spent some time with the off-colors, right? We know a lot about our crystal gems. We know a lot about blue and yellow diamond, which it is so nice to see Spinel there. I don't think she'll actually, like, play a role in any of the episodes. Probably not. But it's so cool to see her there, and I like how she no longer has her tears. Just, it's a nice little change. That's really cool. But my hope is that we see more of these new gems. Well, in White Diamond. I want to know more about White Diamond. That pink White Diamond in the villain shot gives me hope that we're going to spend some time with her. Because that was one of the big, like, missteps of the 5th season, was that she was always in her tower. We never actually got to see her. So my hope is that we actually get to see White Diamond. We get to spend some time with her, along with all the other diamonds, because they're fun. But what I also want is I want time with these formerly corrupted gems. I want to know what their whole business is. I mean, we know Biggs and Snowflakes and all the others, but I want to know what their whole deal is. I also want them to bring the amethysts back. You know, the Famethyst. I just thought of that. But these are the characters I want to know about. I love a lot of these designs. I love, one of my favorite things that I still love about the final episode is that when corruption was healed, it didn't fully heal corruption. Remnants of the corruption are still there. That's something I had seen fan artists doing for years, and I'm so glad they actually did it. But we've got a great cast going into this final. Look at all these characters. It's a lot. It's a lot of people to spend time with. Some of them we've already spent a lot of time with, but I want to see more of these corrupted gems. I want them to have interesting, unique personalities. These former crystal gems. I think that sounds like so much fun. My worry goes back to the limited season. Limited series. How long is this going to be? Are we going to have enough time to explore all of these relationships? I hope we do. This video is a lot of speculation. And then what else? We got Steven driving a car. He's grown up. It's a nice little shot. We get a little... Didn't they kind of do this in the movie where you get like a shot of Beach City and you see the humans interacting with the gyms? It's a really nice thing. I like, it's cool. I'm glad that it's showing that the world has grown and evolved even when we're not there watching it. I'll say this a lot, and when the movie review comes out tomorrow, it's exactly what I wanted. It's the epilogue idea I really wanted. I like it. And yeah, that's where we end off. We get the title, and then Peridot does the Steven Universe Future. That's a really small detail, but it's in character and super endearing. I am very excited to see where this show is going to go. If we don't have a release date or anything, but so far this looks like a lot of fun. But I'm excited for this. While the idea of a Steven Universe Season 6 was kind of whatever for me, having actually seen this trailer now, I am actually hyped for this. I do have interest for this. We're probably not going to get anything until next year. Probably around the same time the show ended, so in January. But I'm looking forward to it. I may not be here much as a channel anymore, but I'll be here in some way or another. God, I need to do an update video. Stay tuned for the movie review. It will be out tomorrow. I'm going to spend all night tomorrow editing this, and I'm going to spend all night after this editing this video. Oh, God. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.